Our planet is filled with surprises. Each day we get to discover and learn something new. Luckily, our technology today makes our discoveries a lot more easy than before. Today we manipulate with a lot more knowledge, and that makes us even more curious. Our history is still a big mystery. We often read about it, we make movies about it, and sometimes we even try to change some of the facts related to the history. This is all because we keep on discovering new things, new artifacts, and sometimes new underground cities. Throughout the history, humanity has faced various weather changes, strange disappearances, and a lot more. We cannot even imagine how our world would have looked like thousands of years ago. We keep on finding mummies and strange artifacts we've never seen before. Our seas are filled with mysteries as well. But have you ever wondered about the things that might be hiding right under your feet? We have done some research and found some truly stunning underground structures and cities you might never have heard of. These structures are covered in mystery and most of them are still completely unexplained. It's believed some of these cities have been hidden from us on purpose. So today we take a look at some underground discoveries. A massive underground labyrinth in Egypt. There is a possibility you might not have heard about this huge ancient labyrinth found in Egypt. Some believe the labyrinth is actually one of the greatest discoveries from ancient Egypt, yet for some reason no one chooses to talk about it. Other people also claim the contents of it might rewrite the history as we know it. The ancient labyrinth of Egypt has been well documented in the past. Herodotus has been writing about it. It's often that people consider the pyramids of Egypt to be the trademark of the ancient Egyptian civilization, the greatest achievement of ancient cultures ever. But to be true, ancient Egypt does not have the most pyramids on Earth. There are many other mind-blowing structures that are just as awesome, sometimes just as impressive as the Great Pyramids of Giza. According to the writings of Herodotus, the labyrinth was situated above the lake Moeris, and nearly opposite to that which is called the City of Crocodiles. The labyrinth itself has been well documented in the ancient times, but somehow we lost it in modern times. Quoting Herodotus in his description of the labyrinth, it has 12 courts covered in with gates facing one another, 6 upon the north side and 6 upon the south, joining on to one another, and the same wall surrounds them on the outside. There are in it 2 kinds of chambers, the one kind below the ground and the other above these, 3,000 in number, of each kind 1,500. The upper set of chambers we ourselves saw. Hopefully in the future we're going to explore and discover more about these mysterious labyrinths. It's a shame having such a structure and not really knowing much about it. Secret ancient world of the Taklamakan Desert. It's really hard to believe there's an entire world under the vast Taklamakan Desert. Back in the days, ancient people believed that once you entered this place you'd never be able to come back. A long time ago the area was filled with houses and temples. Currently everything is buried under the sand. Archaeologists have been doing great research and they're only starting to scratch the surface. Only time will show all of the secrets that have been hidden in this mysterious region. The Taklamakan Desert is known to be the largest desert found in China. The meaning of Taklamakan is you can get into but can never get out. This desert is also often called the Sea of Death. Various mummies have been found in this desert, some of them being over 3,000 years old, and they seem to be rather well preserved. One of the most interesting findings was a man who had reddish blonde hair. These are the features of a European, who did not seem to be the ancestors of the modern day Chinese. Another finding worth mentioning is that of a female that was discovered back in 2003. The female was estimated to be over 4,000 years old. The surprising thing about this is that she still had beautiful features. She had very thick eyelashes and a smile. Her incredible beauty managed to stun the world once again, 24 years after the discovery of Yulin beauty. Today, our historians claim the Taklamakan Desert used to be very important for the business role. There are 2 routes with oases around the desert. These serve as important trading spots. Many precious goods cross this area. Silk was probably the most remarkable one for the people of the West. Ancient underground pyramids in Italy. The discovery of the first ever pyramid-like buildings under a city in Italy surprised many archaeologists. In 2011, a team of Italian and US archaeologists started their excavations under a wine cellar. Upon their excavations, they identified stairs carved into a wall. It was a typical feature of the Etruscan style. They dug through floors and walls. After a while, they encountered caves and tunnels. The large chamber walls were carved into a pyramid shape. No one ever found cave chambers and subterranean paths in such distinctive form. They were with a narrow apex that widens and slopes into a square base. Etruscans are a historical enigma. They're believed to be a sophisticated culture, and date back to 900 BC in central Italy. They brought great art, fine metalwork and writings to Mediterranean and Europe. Sadly, their society did not survive. They blended into the Roman Empire, leaving few clues about their culture. The exploration of the chambers turned out to be a great success. They have found many ceramic vases, plates, materials, red figure pottery and large basins. One of the researchers believes there's at least 5 similar pyramids under the city. The mysterious pyramids will continue to perplex the researchers. The mysteries are never ending. What were these pyramids? Did they have any purpose? Could these be some kind of tombs? No one really knows. Underground city hidden beneath Death Valley. The idea of having a 5,000-year-old underground city beneath Death Valley in California is truly fascinating. Most of the people who entered the subterranean tunnels and visited this massive place believe the city was actually inhabited by an unknown race. The place is completely abandoned, but the visitors managed to find strange mummies and various old artifacts. There is a story of 2 men, Thompson and White. They claim to be the ones who found catacombs in this spot. Apparently one of them had fallen through the bottom of an old mineshaft. This was located in the southwest corner of Death Valley. They found themselves in an underground cavern. Walking 20 miles north, they realized they'd found themselves in an ancient underground city cavern. Of course, they were curious. They looked around and discovered several perfectly preserved mummies. Some of them wore thick gold armbands, and they were equipped with many gold artifacts. According to their claims, the entire underground system looked extremely ancient. They have seen large polished round tables, giant gold statues, stone vaults and drawers full of gold bars and gemstones. They took out some of the treasure and tried to set up a business deal with certain people. They also included scientists associated with the Smithsonian Institution. Sadly, their efforts did not turn into a success. They were rejected by the scientists because they could not find the entrance to the treasure mine they promised. Some believe this is because of the recent cloudburst. It had altered and rearranged the entire countryside. The landscape no longer looks as it did before. Underground secrets of the sacred lake of the Arctic Circle. Lake Sidozero means the sacred lake. This is in the language of the Sami people. This is one of the most mystical places found in Russia's northwest Kola Peninsula. This sacred lake seems to be protected by the giant. It's known to be a gigantic figure impressed on the mountain. The entire figure is visible as a 100-meter tall silhouette. The legend says that a long time ago the giant attacked the local Sami people. They bravely fought him with a sorcerer, but they couldn't defeat him. Knowing they were going to be defeated, they looked for help. According to the legend, a strong beam of light hit the giant, and it was then incinerated. The imprint of the body of the giant remained on the rock. Aside from the legend, there are many other facts about the Kola Peninsula. At the beginning of the 20th century, scientists found an underground entrance right near the lake of Sidozero. Their findings were said to be confidential. Sadly, no one saw the entrance to the cave, and the researcher's life had been taken away soon after. Currently, the research for this underground entrance is being continued. The members of their expedition managed to find several caves. For now, most of them are just ordinary caves. The director of the organization says they're prepared to find anything. They are willing to know everything about the ancient city. So that was underground discoveries you may never have heard of. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.